Jake Adams stood outside his house on the terrace overlooking the Kotor Montenegro harbor, which appeared on and off as waves of fog rolled in off the Adriatic Sea. He and Serena had been staying at the villa for a few months now, after a short stay in Ireland. They had been forced from their last home in the Azores by Chinese assassins working for Bureau 2, International Intelligence Division, of the Ministry of State Security. Although that was months ago, Jake knew that the Chinese had long memories and a longer reach. If they still wanted Jake dead, they'd find a way to make it happen. Timeline be damned. He turned when he heard a noise behind him and saw his longtime girlfriend Serena moving through the house, sliding her 9mm Glock into a holster under her left arm. His eyes switched to his own reflection in the glass. Although he was often told he looked 10 years younger than his actual age, he felt every bit his chronological years. Time was catching up with him, even if the Chinese were not. Jake's billionaire benefactor, Carlos Gomez, owned this home, along with dozens around the world, with the title run through a shell company in some tax shelter country. He wasn't sure which country, and he didn't care. It was free and couldn't be traced. But the place didn't come without strings attached. Gomez expected certain things from both Jake and Serena. They could simply drift off and embrace the great nothing of retirement, but it was too early for that in Jake's mind. With Serena 10 years Jake's junior, she was definitely too young to throw in the towel. The sliding glass door opened suddenly, and Serena stuck her head out. "Are you ready to go? Gomez is waiting for us." Jake lifted his chin and smiled. "Just need my jacket," he said. She lifted his leather coat and smiled. "Let's go." Carlos Gomez had been in nearby Dubrovnik, Croatia, the night before, cruising the Adriatic in his massive yacht, his home about 80% of the time. But something had made him pull out of Dubrovnik and steam to Kotor through the night. Jake wandered into the house, locking the slider behind him. Then, before going into the attached garage, he set the alarm. Serena was already behind the wheel of the black Alfa Romeo Giulia AWD that Gomez had provided them with the house. The house also came with an older 4x4 Range Rover, but they rarely used that. At one time, they used to fight over who got to drive through the mountains of Montenegro, but Jake deferred to Serena periodically, depending on his level of intoxication. Today, he was only a few drinks in, so he simply got into the passenger seat. He knew that he had been drinking too much recently during this long period of isolation. He guessed he had earned the right to drink whenever he liked. "Did Gomez say why he needed us?" Serena asked, pulling out of the garage. "No, just that he had a task we might help him with and to meet him at his yacht at noon." Checking his watch, Jake saw that they were already 10 minutes late. Serena jammed the stick into first and hit the gas, leaving some rubber behind on their driveway. "I already texted him, saying we would be a little late."